Greetings, greetings, greetings to all of my loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, Empress Oracle, your favorite, realist, and of course, sexiest spiritual advisor. Happy full blue moon. That's a rare occasion. On behalf of Starseed Galactic Federation, I have been given access to this knowledgeable information from my Akashic records for the purpose of helping humanity. This information has been given directly to me as a divine channel, and any use and or reproduction without the proper acknowledgement from where it was received will result in instant karma for the plagiarizing parties and or individuals, and so it is. Let's get started. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I know it's been a little minute. Today I would like to talk to you guys about projections, because we are stepping into a new phase, a new cycle of life. And this is not just me, this is everybody. Whether you've been on the right path or the wrong path, it's your time, baby. It is your time. And I'm going to tell you something. Projections, whether they're negative or positive, are real. And at this point in day and age in life, unfortunately, a lot of people are projecting their insecurities onto others, and they are treating people unfairly. And in turn, they're blocking their own blessings because of their projections. All right. And unfortunately, what we need to understand is everything happens for a reason. You cross paths with everybody in your life for a reason, whether it's for them to teach you something or you to grow, or if you teach them something. However, if you project onto people, okay, let me break that down. I just thought about it. Everybody might not know what projection is. Okay, so when somebody is projecting onto somebody, basically that person acts as a mirror towards them. Whether that person mirrors to them their positive traits that they have within themselves, but they're not maybe fully working in those energies, or whether that person mirrors to them their negative traits that they need to heal. Okay, their traumas, and they trigger their traumas and cause them to act out in a way that's negative and also to project. So therefore, a lot of people, because unfortunately, the way the American healthcare system is, a lot of people don't have the proper access to mental health care. A lot of people don't have the access to deal with their traumas accordingly. So instead, they end up internalizing those things and projecting them onto people who were put into their path to help them or to heal them. And unfortunately, a lot of people really don't realize it. They don't realize when people trigger them and they start projecting. And really what they're doing, they're just projecting that trauma, that hurt, and that insecurity that is inside of them onto other people. And unfortunately also too, a lot of people who have habits with projection, they don't realize that they are doing it. They don't realize they're doing it. And by the time they realize it, they've made themselves look a whole ass, and they burnt bridges that they needed to cross. So in this new phase of life, what we need to do is, instead of projecting on people, if you see something or somebody that triggers you or makes you act in a way that is outside of your usual behaviors, if you feel as though somebody gets you outside of your energy in a negative way, you need to ask yourself why. It's time for people to go within. Instead of projecting onto people, it's time for people to ask themselves, why is this person making me feel this way? What is it? People are just glazing the surface of their issues, and instead of digging deep, because people are afraid to do the inner work and the inner healing. A lot of times people don't want to face their demons. They don't want to handle their traumas, and instead they choose to either project or to suppress it. And both of those really have catastrophic long-term illness effects. Okay, whether it's your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, and even your physical health. These things manifest, and that's what we need to understand, because it's time for us to create a healthier generation. Instead of projecting those same traumas that were passed down through generations, whether it's through work, society, anything, it's time for us to step back and be like, okay, I need to identify the source of the problem, instead of continuing this destructive cycle of projection and destruction. And I need to figure out what exactly it is. Don't be afraid to find out what the source of that true trauma is. Don't be afraid to face yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why. Sometimes you have to have that conversation with yourself. When you realize that you're projecting onto people, sometimes people are so deep in their feelings, they don't even realize that they are projecting. But what you need to do first and foremost, the best way to not project onto people is do not react out of anger. If anybody gets you so up in your feelings to where you're feeling very strongly in your emotions, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad, take a second and walk away. Because a lot of times that's when the projection happens the most, and that's when people have the tendency to burn the most bridges with people. Never, ever, ever react out of anger. Take some time when you're feeling strongly, because also too, a lot of people do not have the proper emotional intelligence that they should have in this day and age to understand their feelings, and that's why they project also. But you need to be adult enough, be mature enough, regardless of your age, to take a step back and ask yourself why you're feeling this way. And be real with yourself. If you can't be real with yourself, that's probably why you're projecting, number one. Because what I've realized is most people who project are people who are in a constant state of denial, self-induced denial. So instead of taking accountability for their actions, they would rather project onto others. And that forms toxic cycles, which we need to get out of, because this world is such a toxic place that it's starting to seep over into everything. And there's absolutely no way that we can continue successfully as a healthy and upstanding species with all of this toxicity. We will eventually end up killing ourselves out. And that's not what we need to do. Okay, so stop projecting onto people. Take a step back, reevaluate yourself, be real with yourself, right? Ask yourself what really is the issue. Get specific with it. Go deep. Go into detail. Sometimes we need that. We need that talk with ourselves. And what you have to understand, 9 times out of 10, whenever you find somebody that you're projecting onto, it's something about them that you have in you that they're stirring, and you probably feel jealous about it because you're not moving in that same energy. Instead of being negative, instead of feeling a negative way towards that person, try to either ask that person, each one teach one, ask that person how they got that way. If they're a true person, an upstanding person, a child of God, somebody who walks in their highest vibration, they will have no problem with sharing with you at all. But to sit there and let those negative feelings and energies fester inside of you, that's self-destruction. That's a form of suicide. And we're killing ourselves off enough with all of these processed foods and chemicals that they have out here, right? Instead of projecting, go to that person and say, hey, I see something in you that I also know that I have in myself, but I just don't know how to, put it out there, how to get it out. How did you do that? Help me so I can help myself. There's no need to project onto people and to spew nasty and negative energy just because that person is working in the energy that you're not confident in working in. Because as I said before, it's counterproductive. All right? It's time for people to swallow that pride, swallow that ego, and stop projecting. Because all we're doing is killing ourselves. Slowly but surely. That's it. That's all I got. I love you guys. I love you guys immensely. I hope that this short message was food for somebody's soul. All right. If you know that you have a habit of projecting onto people, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because all that negative energy is bad for your health. Oh, bars. Okay, let's stop. I love y'all though, for real. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and make sure you check out my videos, check out my Linktree, check out my Etsy shop. I have body butters there that can help you to increase your self-love so that you don't have to project onto people. I have one for protection to remove that negative energy, and I have one for money to call in that abundance so that you don't have to project on people who are doing better than you. Be safe, and I love you.